Thomas and Friends is made possible in part by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
And no engines whistled louder than Thomas and Luke.
What a busy morning that was. But now it's time for lunch. Oh, hello there. I'm Mr Perkins. I'm one of the engine drivers on the island of Sodor. I'm on my lunch break now. I've left Thomas waiting on a siding. I like coming to Mr Edward's signal box to have my lunch. But before I do, I'd like to reply to a letter I've had from a girl called Sally. We get a lot of letters here at the railway. Look at this postcard of the Blue Mountain Quarry. It's a great picture, isn't it? Dear Sally, thank you for your letter. I thought you might enjoy this postcard of the Blue Mountain Quarry, one of the most exciting places on the island of Sodor. Things can get pretty noisy up here, but if you work in a place like this, you have to get used to a little noise. The engines who work here are narrow gauge engines like Luke, Peter Sam and Sir Handel. The narrow tracks they run on make it much easier to manage the tight turns and thin ledges as they bring stones down from the upper levels. There's a steep incline for raising empty cars up to the top and lowering full ones down to the bottom. Here, the stone can be transferred to standard gauge cars to be taken away and delivered to anywhere on the island or shipped off to the mainland and beyond. Not so long ago, there was a big accident at the quarry when Blondin Bridge collapsed. Luckily, nobody was hurt. But poor Reneus nearly came off the rails. Thankfully, the bridge has been repaired now, and all the narrow gauge engines continue to do the really useful job of providing stone for buildings and bridges and walls. Yours sincerely, Mr Perkins. Right, I'll post that later. Now, I think it's time for my sandwiches. Oh, soup and cheese and pickle sandwiches. Just what I like. See you later.
Don't Bother Victor. In the hills of Sodor, the narrow gauge engines puff and chuff their hardest. Sometimes they chuff too hard, and then there's trouble. One morning, Peter Sam puffed into the depot. He had been shunting coal all night. Thomas was there.
Hello, Thomas.
Mr. Percival was pleased. Victor chuckled.
That's right, sir. No bother at all.
Thomas and Friends is made possible in part by and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.